Hi, this is Debbie Donovan from Londonderry, New Hampshire with Being Happy Stamping with Debbie. Today we're going to work on the stamp set Treasures of Life. It's a grandparent stamp set, but it can be used as a parent set just by changing these sentiments. I'm also going to show you how to use Stamparatus. I know I've talked about it in the past few videos, but this video it works well for. So it's also celebration time, which is very exciting. Celebration is for 2 months, for January and February, where when you spend $50, you get to pick out of a catalog, a small catalog that has paper and stamp sets for $50 or a $100 order. Either one. If you do a $100 order, you can pick from the $100 order products, or if you do a $50 order, you can pick from the $50 order products. And there's some really nice products to pick from. And I have a cat behind me. That is Milo. So let's turn down and get started. Oh, I wanted to tell you also today we're working on sketches, which is a way some of us demonstrators, when we can't come up with an idea for ourselves, you can go on Pinterest and type in card sketches with measurements, because I personally like the ones that have the measurements on them, and you can print out a picture and it'll have somebody has already made a sketch. Actually, it went this way. And so this is one of the card that this is the card I made with that sketch. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, here's the part of the hands with the little baby hand holding a heart that says I love you. And I didn't color the hands because the card was already so pink. And then down at the bottom it says the joys of grandchildren is measured by the heart. And I know that for sure because, like I said, I do have 7 grandchildren and I love all of them. And this is going to be the second card we make, which is a grandpa with his grandchild. I made it a neutral grandchild, so it can be a boy or a girl using the color. And I'm reading this backwards. So it's grandchildren are the treasures of a long life. So that's another card that we're doing today. And this is another one, which I love this one. I think this might be one of my favorites. I don't know. They're all my favorites. So there's the grandma or the mom holding the baby. And it says, congratulations on your newest little treasure. So I'm going to turn the camera down now so that we can start work. So the Stamparatus is already set up here. This is what the Stamparatus is. It's just another tool to do stamping. And I've already, these are the plates that it comes with. I know they're close to the camera. And let me take out the top one here. Comes with 2 plates, and you have a top and a bottom. And this is an amazing tool. And I think it's, let's see, it's on page 164, and it's $49, and it's really worth $49. It comes out, you can move them, you can move the plates down spaces, and you'll get really nice designs depending on your stamp. And like for this one, I'm using it on the top and the bottom so I can stamp my hands for the card and also stamp my saying on the pink part. So I have the hands, which I just love this card, and it almost reminds me of a Valentine card with the little heart saying I love you, but that's why I did it all in the pink. So I'm making this for the shop that we sell our cards in, which is Revived Furniture in Londonderry, New Hampshire. And the good thing about the Stamparatus is you push down and the silver things are magnets, and the colors on them are washi tape to help me pick them up. They're brand new because after 3 years I finally broke my magnets, and I don't think that is a dark enough stamp, so I want to make it a little bit darker. The memento is a little bit harder to... I just inked this one up too. I hope I'm in camera on this. It's always hard to tell because of the setup of this. But it doesn't matter how you lay it because it's a circle, and I liked it this way so that it held the two magnets. So you can keep stamping it until you like how dark it is and you get the image. Now I'm gonna probably make a squeaky noise with my rag here, cleaning off my stamp. I like to get them cleaned off as soon as possible, especially when they have the black ink or red ink on them. And I'll just put that off to the side. I don't need that. So here's the image. And what I'm actually going to do while I have it right here is, this is a stamping blend, which I absolutely love. It's my favorite method of stamping, or coloring, I should say. And let me bring in another piece of paper, just a scrap, because they do bleed. And I'm just going to outline the heart. This is Rococo Rose, which is the color of the card. It just, the blend looks, this is the light shade, but the blend looks a little bit brighter. Almost looks like our Flirty Flamingo. This is the first time I used this blend, was today. Well, the other day when I was making the card. But it does, when it dries, it tones down. But see how you can see the bleeding behind it, so you always want to put something down. And that's really all you need to do to that circle. And now for the pink part, when I did it, you don't want to get these magnets too close to each other because they will break. So I laid the, actually, see if I laid this. I'm going to just try to, instead of using it as the top, I'm going to take this one off here. It's being stubborn. Ooh, good thing I didn't hit the camera with that. And move like this one. They come out easier. It's just I'm worried about the camera. There. See how easy that was? They come out as easy as they go in. And that's not going to work. So let's go back to the top. It's not a problem. I'm just going to turn it now that the other one is out. And we'll turn our card again, because I already set this up so I know it lines up in the corner, the bottom. And because I'm going to be making 6 of these, not today on film, but overall, I'll be making 6 of them. The Stamparatus makes it a lot easier because you know exactly where you're putting everything. And see how it's not very dark. That tapping is just me tapping hard on the ink, trying to get it to give me some more ink. There, I like that. It's much better. Now you're going to hear me do squeaking again. It's the rag cleaning it off. And I'm all done with the Stamparatus, which I actually should have set up. Maybe I'll set up the other ones when I come to them. And the other thing with the Stamparatus, I'm not sure if you could see in the camera, so I'm going to slide it over, is it really helps if you put the stamp set down. It gives you something to push down on, because otherwise it's on an angle. So if you just slide your stamp set right against the Stamparatus, it gives you something to push the ink on when your stamp is on there. I'm just going to set this aside for now, and the stamp set, so that we can put this card together. Cover the ink up so that I don't end up with ink on me, which I probably will anyways. Okay, let's see. Have all my pieces pre-cut as usual. Someday I'll do the cutting on camera. It just makes it easy for me to pre-cut ahead of time if I'm doing 3 cards. And I get a little black spot on there. Like I said, always getting messy. So I'm just reaching behind is where all my adhesives are. And I'm taking a glue dot, and I'm just going to put it on the leaves. Put the leaves on it, actually. I don't know where these glue dots came from. They're not Stampin' Up. They're a little bit large to be ours. And just put that right in the center. And just set that aside. And I already folded my card. You always want to fold where the thick part is. You want to fold it in because it gives it strength on the card. And then you burnish it with the bone folder. And off to the side I have my silicone mat, and right now I'm using my ATG runner, ATG glider it's called, which is what I use for scrapbooking, because I need to order some more Stampin' Seals, which I have an order going in a couple weeks, because my order came in and I was all excited for my little Stampin' Emboss, and surprise to me it was the large one, so I had to watch my numbers next time, off by one number. To my defense, it was in the dark. It was at night when I was ordering. I want to put this piece on first. This piece I cut down a little bit smaller than the one that they used, because it was the size, and you're going to put it right against the outside edge. I cut it down a little bit because it was a scrap I already had. So I just decided to make it that size. And then you just line up the center. And like I like to use my bone folder because of the arthritis in my hands. Helps me get everything pressed down. And then I need some dimensionals for my I don't want to be out of camera. I know I get out of camera. I need to get it set up so that I can see everybody's comments, so they can't see when my phone is down. So I have to learn how that two-piece setup goes. I haven't learned that yet. I know my upline does that. And this one has some ink on it. Story of my life. Me and my two friends actually call ourselves Inky Fingers, because we're always getting ourselves with ink. And I do have an eraser which will erase it a little bit, which is all I need, because the flower is going to go right there, and that goes up on a dimensional as well. So it'll hide my mistake. I always say there's no mistakes in crafting. They can always be hidden. And then we have these beautiful pastel pearls that I'm going to be, actually I just sent out my bingo packets today. I'm doing bingo in a couple weeks, and these are some of the pearls, one of the things that you're getting in your packets for those people that signed up. And there, one card is finished. Of course it will have a white inside and a saying inside. I haven't done that yet, but, and then we have our stamps for our names that'll go on the back. So there's one card. I hope you like this card. That's why I said it's easy, because it's already pre-prepped. The coloring took me the longest. Which is why I try to pre-prep. Now this one here I really liked the sketch when I seen it. But as you can see, I wrote down different because it was supposed to be a square, and I knew that I needed a rectangle for the grandpa. So I changed the sketch up a little bit by making this, changing the size on this, and I wanted to put the sentiment on the circle, and they had the circle tight. So as you can see, this one was not as dark as I would normally have liked it to be. So I made those two changes in the sketch, but it's still very similar to what the person who made the sketch looks like. So let's put this one together. And I don't know if the cards are upside down anymore, or if you can see them, which way you can see them. So and I've already stamped, so I don't even need the stamp apparatus. So this paper right here, this green, both of these greens, that's the other side, our DSP, we call it Designer Series paper. This is part of the free paper. It's 12 by 12 sheets. So you can see that there's really nice products in the catalog for when you, and that one is for a $50 order. And I love Old Olive. This is Old Olive. So I've already cut the circle. This is a stitched circle. And the sentiment pretty much goes near, right around close to the stitching. And I want the lines to go on the bottom. So my cat Milo decided not to stick around. He decided I was being boring. He was just being nosy, seeing what I was doing. Sometimes he's the one that'll jump on the back of my chair. He likes to sit there. But I have my other two trained. We have 3 cats, and they all have M names. Murphy and Mia are litter mates. They're older than him by 3 years. And they're turning 9 this year. Or they're turning 10. And so he'll turn 7 in July. And their birthday's May 1st. And we rescued, they're all rescues. Well, Milo I got from my daughter-in-law. Therese, not a rescue, but. And this was just a scrap I had, and I thought it looked really good. I wasn't even going to put that piece from the sketch. Again, I'll put the sketch so that you can see what I'm working on. This piece right here. And then I'm like, oh, that'll work. So I didn't think it was really going to show. It just has to go up a little bit higher. And I know I wanted it over a little bit more than I put that one for my first sample. And then on the bottom, you have to put, I left this flat instead of putting it with dimensionals, and it has to go as far to the corner as you can. But I put the Grandpa and Child up on dimensionals. First I gotta put them together. You can see it has the adhesive on the back. It's the same type of adhesive, it's just, I have it off camera because it's a big gun. Well, it's called a gun, it's not really, it's a big tape runner. They call it an ATG. It's Advanced Tape Glider. But everybody at scrapbooking calls it a gun. So move that out of the way. Just peeling off the backing of the dimensionals. These are just little foam pieces that bring it up. So I want part of that side to show, and I think this card came out better than the first one I did. And I love the paper. For free paper, that's really nice paper. So, I don't know if that's too close or not, but that's what that sketch came out like. And now this next one, I want to show you there's something special about it. I used an embossing folder. I've written on all my embossing folders which things they have. See, they make a design when you run them through the cut and emboss machine. And this is the paper that I used, and I don't usually emboss DSP or designer series paper, but I did it with the hydrangeas, and I don't know if you can see the difference in it if I bring it up close, but I love what it did to the hydrangeas. It makes them pop like you can actually see blossoms on them. And the embossing folder that I used was the ornate floral in 3D from the Ornate Garden Suite, and it's still current in the annual catalog, so you can still get this embossing folder. So this is what this sketch looked like, and again I changed the sizes for the sizes that I had, and on the other side is where I make my notes of what I did to make the card. I even put dimensionals in there because I knew I wanted to add dimensionals. But yeah, here's a close-up view, and on the back you can see the flowers on the purple dented in. It's debossed on this side. It's very pretty. I was very happy with the results. Very surprised because I've never done that before. So let me just get the circles and put them together. I'm just working off on the side of the camera because the gun is so high. For the rest of these, I will be using the Stamparatus to stamp them so that I can get a good coverage. And I love the little blue blanket. I have 2 grandsons and 5 granddaughters, so I still love the little blue blanket at the bottom. And like I said, you can make this a mother by just changing her hair color. I mean, I have 7 grandchildren and my hair is still mostly dark. At least it is to me. I see the grays. I call them silver strands because I like sparkly things. I've never dyed my hair, and I'd never intend to. My mom still had some dark hair. She had salt and pepper hair when she passed away. She was only 79 when she passed away. It'll be 4 years next month. So I think I will follow in her footsteps, and this is very hard to do. I don't usually like to do this skinny little layer because it is so hard. And what I was trying to do was do it like it was a regular one, so it didn't come out right. See, it has a very fine line right here. I don't like when it has the eighths. I like a 1/4 inch. But that's my preference. I know my upline friend likes to have many layers on hers. And she uses these little 1/8 inch measurements all the time. It's not even going to show all the way with this. I think I need to cut this down. Bring in my cutter. Because I think I cut this at 4. I did. Needs to be 3 7/8. It's going to be a little difficult with the sticky stuff, my daughter calls it. The sticky stuff on it. And that cut crooked. Let me just check this measurement here. See if I did it at 5 1/4. Yep. So you need to be 5 1/8. So I hope everybody was happy today. I changed it. I'm happy with the results of the election, so I wanted to watch the inauguration myself. I'm happy to watch history with Kamala Harris. having a new woman vice president for the first time, and being Black and Asian American is very exciting. And I might have cut this down a little too much. That's okay. It'll still work. And then I put both of these up on dimensionals. And I'm hoping that Joe Biden can bring our country back to some peace and togetherness again. And you know, he's got a big job ahead of him. But I'm happy that the House and the Senate are pretty equal. So that should help. And hopefully he'll mix up his staff with Republicans and Democrats, and that'll help more. I'm not usually into politics, but I was happy with the history today. I mean, we all can't be happy with everything, but I don't think any of us liked what happened a couple weeks ago at the Capitol. I mean, I've been to the Capitol before, and I wasn't pleased at all with that craziness. And, you know, 5 lives gone for what? I think people, you know, with the COVID pandemic are just wanting to get out there and be heard or something. I don't know, but it was sad. So here's this card all finished. The Grammy and her baby. And there's a saying. So I'm going to turn you back up. Hi. Hi, Sue. And Kelly. I seen Joe was watching earlier too. I don't know if he's still here. So I hope you like the cards that I made today. And if you're interested in making cards and you need a demonstrator and you don't have one, just leave me a message and I'll leave you my contact information so that you can go on my website, and I'll be putting the information on this as soon as I can get it uploaded on YouTube. And we're a couple of videos behind on YouTube right now, but we'll get there. We've been getting ready for our bingo that's coming up next weekend. So as soon as that's over, we'll have a little bit more extra time to do that. So hope everybody had a nice day and hope to see you next week. So thank you. Thank you for watching. Bye.